Hey everyone, this is TheCactusBoi, and in this video I'm going to be doing another deck review, this time on the Bicycle Black Tiger deck from Ellusionist. Before I get into the review, I just want to shout out two people, Axel Magic and Pro Hack Magic. They're both cool channels, two of my friends. You can go and check them out, the links will be on the screen now, and subscribe to them. Okay. So the Black Tiger deck, this is what the box looks like. You can see it's a white background with the black writing, which really has an edge to it, I think, really makes it stand out. With the tiger hanging on from the B and the E of the word bicycle. And then you have these two little red bits just here. Now that represents the colouring of the deck. You can also get this deck where there's actually white bits here instead of the red bits. And in that deck you get all white pips, so even the hearts and diamonds, as well as the clubs and the spades, have white pips. In this deck, which is almost like the second edition as it was released afterwards, this has red hearts and diamonds whilst the spades and the clubs are white. It's a little confusing, but I'm sure you'll see once you get the decks. Then it says Black Deck Tigers Playing Cards. On this side it says the US Playing Card Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. On this side it says the UV500 Airflow Finish, made in USA. Pretty standard for Ellusionist decks then. On the bottom we do have a barcode reveal just there. Jack of Diamonds, very cleverly done. And then it does say Bicycle just there next to it. It does have the back design on the back of the box, and I think it's really nice how they gave it a red seal. They could have just gone really boring and given it like a white seal or a black seal, and I don't think that would have looked that great. But the red really stands out and it makes it look good. So, taking the cards out now, you get two extra cards, two advertisement cards. This one just has the Ellusionist logo on it with the snake and everything, with a little bit more information on the back. And then this one is kind of an art card and has this cool piece of artwork on it with the Ellusionist logo, and then it's got the two hearts there. Really nice looking, again with some writing on the back. And it has some writing here too. Best playing cards in the world. Just there. I'm not sure if I agree with that statement, but fine. If they think that, then whatever. Then you get two jokers. Okay. Two pretty standard looking jokers, just inverted versions of the regular bicycle joker. No guarantee jokers, which is nice. Nice and simple. So now we get into the cards themselves. Now the faces are pretty normal looking. If you didn't know, this was actually the first ever black deck to hit the market. It was also the first ever deck that the Ellusionist company produced. Just a little couple of facts for you there. And that's why it is just a pretty standard looking black deck of cards. You can see you do have just the regular white pips, as well as the red colour. That's what they look like, just the ordinary cards. The court cards look like this. They're all white. Only on the red cards does it have the pips in red, but I think it's nice how you've given how they've done them in just all white. I think it really looks nice. Another cool thing about this deck is that when you put it under an ultraviolet light, a UV light, the white on the cards, like on the backs and on the faces as well, it'll glow bright purple. I'm yet to try that. I don't have a UV light, but if you have a UV light and you have a Black Tiger deck, please leave a video response of you shining the deck under a light like that, because then it'll give viewers a better idea of what that looks like. The Ace of Spades is again just pretty simple. Of course this was the first ever black deck. I'm sure they didn't want to do anything too crazy with it. That's really it. I mean, if I take an ordinary bicycle deck, just opened a few days ago. If I take out the Ace of Spades in this deck, you can see that they are just the same, just inverted. Okay. So that's basically what the faces look like. Now the back design is just the ordinary, regular rider back design. That's what it looked like on a standard deck. You can see it is just the same design, just with a black detail and of course the black border, and this will also glow under UV light too. Really simple, pretty nice looking bags, I think. Now the handling. They dribble really great, as you can just hear that. This deck has not been used much at all. But in saying that, there is already some chipping on the edges, which you'll get with every black deck. You can just see that in that fan. I'll get you a card just to show you the wearing of it. Just here, look, you can see on the edge of this card, just like it's kind of wearing off the black ink, and that's bound to happen with the black deck. Please expect that when you buy like a black deck of cards, like a Black Tiger or a Shadow Masters, because it's going to happen. But yeah, they fan pretty decently. Of course, these have the UV500 airflow finish on them, just like every other Illusionist deck. Like you see the Ghost deck has that finish, and the Shadow Masters also have it, if it'll focus. It's not going to, but you can see it says. But yeah, they fan decently. I've had better fanning decks like regular Tally-Hos, and even other Illusionist decks do fan better than these, but you know, it's decent. It's a pretty good fanning deck. They spread nice, very slick, just come off your fingers really easily. I haven't done much flourishing wise, like cuts with this deck, but I'll give it a go. I always seem to do a Sibling Crab Shack in deck reviews, so I'm doing something different today. But yeah, they seem to hold up pretty nice for cuts. I don't see why you wouldn't use them, to be honest. They seem pretty nice to me. But yeah, a pretty decent handling deck of cards. It's pretty standard. The stock is thick, maybe just a tad thicker than normal bicycle stock. But it's certainly not as thick as some Illusionist decks that I've handled, like Shadow Masters and Arcanes and stuff like that. But yeah, pretty cool deck of cards. I do recommend it to anyone, you know, anyone collecting cards, any magicians out there, flourishers maybe. Just it's a decent deck. You should really get it if you're a collector. So thanks for watching, and please subscribe.